Hello and welcome to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast, coming to you live on this Wednesday night. It is December 11th. We are in northern Delaware. That's right. It's the first state. Number one, baby. All y'all got an accent, not us. Anyway, we're from Jersey, so we're kind of transplants here. Gonna be real about it. Anyway, a few things to talk about. Big in the news. We will do our normal football picks and recap and all that jazz. But baseball gets the headlines for the day. And we got cometh and taketh. We will start with the taketh. Congratulations to the New York Mets. They actually did something that I don't remember the last time they did this. They actually outbid the Yankees to get the guy that they wanted. So congratulations to them. Juan Soto agrees to a $765 million contract for 15 years, and he gets a free suite, which was big. That comes out to an annual salary of $51 million per year, and he can opt out after year number 5. He's only 26 years old. In 5 years, as long as he stays healthy, will still be in his prime. That guy is going to make cash money. Yes. His deal to the Mets was bigger than the Yankees. The Yankees offered 760 versus the 765, and it was for 16 years instead of 15, no suite. The Yankees have never given out a suite in a contract. You can get one, but you got to pay. They never gave out a free suite. So I don't know if the suite is what put it over the top, or the $3.5 million extra per year that did it, because it was $47.5 million to $51 million free suite. I don't know. He gets to stay in New York, so wherever he was staying, he can still stay. But he goes from the Bronx to Queens. What was your initial reaction to that? Were you surprised? Were you like, because he doesn't, being with the Yankees, he's not a part of that history. Judge wanted to be a part of that history. Came up through the system. He had spent a lot of time with the Yankees. This was, an assassin, a hired assassin for a year. So there were, he went to the World Series. Give him that. But ultimately, I just kind of felt like, for me, that he was going to go where the money was, and it had to be a little more than a little bit, and that's what I think this was. I don't think it was outrageously more, like, whoa, blew the doors off the Yankees. But clearly, $3.5 million, free suite for his family. Now he can actually plant a flag in New York, and I should have said plant a tree and grow some roots. So it looks like he's going to be in New York for a while. But what was your initial reaction him leaving the Yankees to go to the Mets?
We discussed it in the last show, or the show prior to that, we discussed it. And I think you had said it as an afterthought, as a joke, like, yeah, don't go to the rival. But it was already in the air. We discussed what teams could possibly land him. And the Mets was always in that vicinity to land him. So when he went, I wasn't surprised. Like you said, it wasn't like he was part of a culture in New York. It was what it was. He came in, he overachieved. I ain't gonna say overachieved. He he's a great player. He was great when he was at the Nationals. You know what I mean? So he's a great player. So I'm not gonna say that. But it was what it was. He came in, performed, contract. Obviously, contract year, you want to try to do what you could do, right? He put himself in the hat to be one of the highest paid players in baseball. And like you said, he gets to go over to the Mets. And they already got something special going on there from last year. If they could build on that momentum, right? And then you can feel like you actually are part of something that was built. So it kind of give you them national vibes when he was with the Nationals, when he was as a rookie as the Nationals. But now you kind of got some seasoning underneath you. You got some tread underneath your tires. And then you guys have a situation where you kind of build this thing up that's already got momentum. And like you said, the suite, who's going to turn down the suite? You got your family coming in. Like you said, he's already probably in Jersey. Probably got residence in Jersey because that's where they go. They don't stay in New York. They go to Jersey, tax reasons and.
Oh, New Jersey ain't cheap.
But not
They're
it's cheaper than New York
slightly
though.
cheaper than New York, but
It's cheaper than New
slight.
York though. It's cheaper than New York.
New Jersey is high.
It's high.
It's not as high as New York, but it's
Yes,
high.
but it's high. But not as high as New York though. You know what I mean? And then
I think if you're making $765 million, you could afford to live in New York. A lot of people do.
Yeah, you think he live in New York though?
Yes. You think he's gonna commute to Queens every day? I mean, you're playing 27 days a month.
You know, a lot of people that's New Yorkers live in New Jersey. They got money, entertainers wise. You know.
I know if I was making, 750 million, I'm living in New York. I might not be in Queens, but I'm living in New York. I'm not living in New Jersey. I'm not. For what? To save money? I mean, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, you right
living
about
in New Jersey. It's. I mean, it's what's more convenient, living in New York where you play, or living in New Jersey and having to make that commute. You think a guy like that's taking the subway? You think he's jumping on a ferry?
No.
No, he's gonna drive his Bentley or whatever, or his Lamborghini, and he's gonna have to beat the traffic to get to the stadium and stuff like. No, dude, I'm staying in New York. I'm living 10 minutes from the ballpark. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. What did Piazza do when they signed him? What did he do? He wasn't living in New Jersey. Was he?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know Olerud was, because I saw a video of him on the subway. I don't think I think Piazza was living in New York. I think he was actually living in Manhattan. That's what I think.
I can see him. I mean, if you I could see him. Renting up one of them big old condos and living over the park.
I think the guys with the super big bucks stay in the super expensive places, like Jeter when he got the big contract, and Rodriguez when he got the big contract. They stayed in Manhattan. They stayed. They didn't stay in Brooklyn or the Bronx and stuff like that.
I mean, Soto probably. I mean, he got the money, so it's really not an issue.
He got the money.
He definitely got the money, but I wasn't surprised too much. It wasn't shocking, and us grabbing Freed. Now we grabbed Freed. I mean, don't even get there yet, but we got Freed, which is another pitcher. I mean, he was cool. He was cool in Atlanta. So
he's another ace. He was there, and he's a lefty, so you can go with Cole and Freed.
Yeah.
So Freed got $218 million. Oof, man, for 8 years.
8 years.
He'll be 31 next year. He'll be 31, 8 years. I think if he stays healthy, that's always an if. You'll get at least 5 years of a prime. From 31 to 36 pitcher. Yeah. 5 years. Those last 3 years, a lot can happen. Probably be a little bit in his twilight. But, you're going to give me 5 great years out of this guy. And this guy's an ace. Yeah. He's an ace that's going to be a 2 on the Yankees. I mean, that certainly softens the blow of losing.
We lost a powerful piece to the cog, man.
Well, the thing about Soto is he might be when he was on the Yankees, he might have been like the 3rd best player in all the majors. Yes. The problem is the 2nd best was batting right behind him. So he was not the dude. Now going to the Mets, I know Lindor had a fantastic year. Yeah. But I would say Juan Soto's the guy.
No, he's the guy.
He's the guy now.
His contract warranted him to be the guy.
He's the market guy. He's the one. He's the one that's been deep in the playoffs. And Mets did well last year too. Yeah. Can't act like he went from a very good team to a subpar team. The Mets
No,
went almost as far as the Yankees. They made it to the the National
yeah,
League.
they did. They lost
Yeah,
to the initial champion. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah, just like the Yankees did.
so they had an awesome year. You know, awesome year. It was
They
an
had,
awesome year for New York. Period for sports in
mhm,
general.
mhm,
You know what I mean? Hockey, baseball, basketball.
mhm.
That's a good year for New York.
Yep. It
You know,
was a good year, but no one was able to take it home.
nobody's ever taking over the top, man.
Mm.
Unfortunately.
I was hoping the Yankees would be that team. They
But
were
yeah, but
kind of hoping
but you
rain.
knew in your gut because you was like, yeah, because I was like, yeah, we gonna do it. You was like,
I said,
it
I
would be a
said,
nice story.
yeah.
So I don't know about us really getting over the hump because what they got over there.
Yankees, they should have lost in 7 because they should have won game 1. They should have won game 5.
Gee,
So they should have lost in 7 instead of 5.
yeah, we just
I
couldn't.
don't
We couldn't get over one player, man. We lost one player, man. We could not figure him out for the life of us, man.
Friedman.
Freeman killed us, man.
Yep. Yes, he did.
He killed us, man.
You wouldn't have thought it would have been him,
Nah, we thought
but
Otani. We got a lot of players,
but
not Freeman though.
we were like Friedman, borderline Hall of Famer, maybe. After this
Oh,
series, there ain't no
nah,
borderline.
put him
He's
over the
in.
top. Put him over the top.
He in. Yeah.
And,
So
I want to talk about something, man.
okay.
I want to talk about something, because college football, man. It panned out, man. Ain't that something, brother? We literally talked about this. The only game that went according to the plan that we wasn't surprised at was Oregon and Penn State,
Yep.
because they just can't win the big game. We already knew that they can't win the big game, so that
Mhm.
wasn't even a question, right?
Mhm.
But Texas couldn't beat Georgia. Mm,
Mhm.
mm.
That definitely hurt Texas.
That hurt Texas.
That hurt them.
Yeah, knocked them out that force by Miami loses to Clemson.
And now they're out, out,
Out, out, out,
out, out.
out, out, out. Jeez Louise,
Wait a minute.
brother.
Miami didn't play Clemson.
It was for the ACC championship. Yes, they did.
Are you sure?
Positive. ACC
Wasn't it
Clemson. That's what beat them, because that's how Clemson got in.
well, didn't they play? Wait, hold on a minute.
ACC championship.
Hold on a minute. You hold on a minute. I wrote down notes. You hold on a minute. Clemson played SMU.
Oh, SMU. I'm sorry. I apologize. So
I
who
knew,
did Miami lose to?
I knew I wrote that down. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they did beat Clip. Yup. So who beat
Better look that up.
Miami?
You better look it up. You better look it up.
No, you're right. Clemson beat SMU by 3.
Yeah. So Clemson finished strong. And I guess oh, and by the way, we were wrong last week. We said Notre Dame was ranked 4th. They were not. They were ranked 6th last
Because
6th.
who was 4th?
I didn't write it down. Was it wasn't Arizona State? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I found out after we had our podcast when you said they were 4th. I found out that they were 6th, and the highest they could be is 5th because they're not in a conference. Anyway, they outside of losing to Northern Illinois, but Miami did lose.
They lost Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Syracuse beat them.
That's right.
Beat them by 4.
That's
That's
right.
what knocked them out. That loss knocked them out. Yup.
That's right. That's.
Yep.
I'm thinking of the guy. I'm picturing the guy that was talking about that game on the radio. Went to Syracuse. Well, yeah.
That shook up that whole picture. That shook up because now you got excuse me. You got obviously Oregon number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia ended up being number 2.
Yeah, how about that? Georgia's really good.
No, they really are. They really are good. Like, who did they lose to this year? They lost to
Was it Alabama?
Alabama. Was it Alabama? And they lost somewhere else too, didn't they?
No, I think the week before they just pulled it out, right? Then the week before they won a squeaker when they were a heavy favorite, and then the very next week I think they lost to Alabama. Could always double check it, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure. I think Georgia only has one loss, and it was to Alabama.
No, they lost to Ole Miss.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, they lost to Alabama, lost to Ole Miss. Yup.
Right.
And
I didn't think at the time that was a bad loss because I thought Ole Miss was a really good team.
Yeah.
They turned out not to be as good as I thought.
Yeah, they took a dive.
But at the time when they lost to them, I was like, Ole Miss is good. I think they only had one loss at that point. But I still think Texas is good. I still think Texas is the second best team, but they lost to Georgia. They lost to a good team. And I think Georgia's really good.
Yeah.
Where did Ohio State finish up? Because
they end up being number 6. Number 6.
And where's Penn State at?
Penn State, they dropped down to, I'm about to pull it through right now. I'm sorry, y'all. We live, man. That's what you do when you go on Gil. What's good with Gil and Larry? I'm gonna look it up right now. Because I want to discuss that bracket. You know what I mean? Because the way the bracket comes out, I want to see your opinion on how you think it's going to pan out. As far as these games, how you think who's going to end up being in the chip for the final? You think it's going to be Oregon's year this year?
I think they're clearly the best team up until now. Now, football, contact sport.
So, Gil, Larry, we're going to go through the first round.
Okay, let's go.
All right. First round, you got Texas playing Clemson. Who you got winning that game? Texas, clearly. I'm with you. I think Texas. Then you got Tennessee and Ohio State. Good game.
I'm going to say Ohio State.
Yeah, I'm going to say Ohio State too. These can't be Michigan.
Yeah.
Penn State got SMU.
You know, I'm going to say Penn State.
Me too. I like Penn State. I'm going to think Penn State can win that one. It's going to be a grinding game, though. Then your boys play Indiana. I got your boys.
Yeah, I don't want to assume it.
Yeah.
So the team that lost to Northern Illinois.
They did.
Sorry, Mike.
They did.
So I'm going to say Notre Dame, but I'm not going to be like, oh, definitely Notre Dame. Of course, Notre Dame.
Okay. So now next round, Notre Dame will play Georgia.
Georgia, keep it going.
Georgia. You think boys can beat Georgia?
No. A good SEC team? No.
Yes.
No. Nope.
All right. Penn State will play Boise State with Genty.
Didn't Georgia's quarterback get hurt?
Yeah, Beck. Yeah, he got hurt.
Still Georgia.
Yeah, still Georgia. I think it's going to be on their defensive run game. Penn State will play Boise State.
I like that running back.
I do too.
I'm going to say Boise.
Okay. You say Boise?
Yep.
I think Penn State could beat Boise.
Okay. It's our first disagreement. I think they can beat them too.
Yeah.
Boise's hot right now.
They are. They're running back.
Boy, I could see that dude.
And the Cowboys.
With a star on his helmet.
With the Cowboys. Yes.
I can see that.
Yes. Oregon will play Ohio State.
Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah. And Arizona State will play Texas.
And Oregon already played Ohio State this year, right? Because they're both in the Big Ten. Isn't Oregon in the Big Ten?
Yeah, are they?
I think they are. I think Oregon, USC.
They play Penn State for the chip. So,
Ohio State. Oregon's undefeated. So
they're undefeated, so they had to beat Ohio State. They did beat Ohio State. It was a Eugene. They did. Yeah, so, Oregon. Yeah. It was a close game, though.
it still might be a close game, but I think
Yep.
Oregon's that team.
So you got Arizona State playing Clemson.
No.
No, I'm sorry, Texas. Arizona State be playing Texas.
Now, let me tell you.
I'm saying, yeah.
Let me tell you.
Arizona State no slouches,
People be
man.
sleeping on Arizona
I
State.
know. I know.
I'm going to say Arizona State with the upset.
With the upset, I agree with you. I couldn't see it happening. I agree with you.
I don't know if that's really an upset. They got the bye.
They do.
I'm going to say Arizona State.
Then you'll have Arizona State playing Oregon.
Oh, I'm picking Oregon.
Yeah.
Picking Oregon to win it all.
According to you, be Boise State versus Georgia.
Ooh, Georgia.
So then we got Georgia, Oregon.
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Oregon. Yep.
The Oregon's the national champions this year.
National champ. But I'm excited to see the 12-game playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see it.
it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be pretty cool. Speaking of college, a basketball school,
Yeah,
might have just become a football school. They lost one old head and replaced them with another old head, as Mr. Bill Belichick is going to University of North Carolina.
man.
Right.
What do you think about that move? You got a ton of experience
The
NFL
only reason
wise.
I'm not shocked is because the last 2 days there was a lot of smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire.
Right.
And last week people were like, "Oh, come on, this is just to raise the interest with the NFL." But then a few days ago, I was hearing about how if Belichick goes to UNC, he's bringing his son, and then he's going to set up his son to be his successor when Bill leaves. And I'm like, is this true? And then it got verified by Schefter that was true. And I'm like, well, he really might go then. And yeah, it's the agreement. I mean, they haven't signed yet, but both representatives have agreed, and it's going to be 3 years, $30 million, I think to get Bill Belichick is on the cheap.
So you think that he could build that program up with all his NFL experience? You think he'll get it to a level where it'll be competitive?
Competitive, yes. Culture, yes.
Okay.
Do I think they're going to be a top team in this new current playoff bracket? Not year one.
Nah.
He's got to do this recruiting thing that he's never done before. But year two, they can make the 12.
And then you got to think he has way more impact with the college kids, I believe, because of one, you don't have to deal with, professional level, you got a lot of things you got to deal with, you know what I'm saying? But I think what he's going to be able to bring is that structure, that NFL structure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what is going to be the intrigue, is for them to be able to go to a pro style program, because it's Bill Belichick, so he's definitely prepping you for the pros. I think his whole approach is going to be to get you to the pro level. You know what I mean? As a young boy, that would be enticing for me. It'd be two places for me. It'd be like if I'm a college football player, or high school going to college, it's got a couple places that would intrigue me, right? Before it used to be Alabama because of Saban. I would say Alabama. I won't say that no more. Okay.
And Michigan because of Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. I'm not gonna say them two. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Colorado, because Prime and what he's building up there, definitely for the exposure for sure. Oregon, the program that my man built there, and it's just Oregon. It's just Oregon. They just keep a program. Definitely Oregon. Carolina because of Belichick. So don't go on. I'm gonna get looks. I'm gonna get pro guys coming down there. You
What
already
do you,
know.
what do you think about USC? They've always been more popular than the pro
You're
team.
right about that, brother. Now I can say if Pete Carroll came there, yeah. Say if they
What about Lincoln Riley? Look at those quarterbacks that come out of his system.
We had who? We had
Remember Oklahoma?
yeah. You had Caleb.
He had Hurts.
Yeah, he had Hurts. Yup. Then he had Caleb, who's the current quarterback. Exactly. You gotta think that hard. Exactly. My point. My point. No.
That's still a big job, man.
Oh, it's a huge job. But I think with the right person, yeah. With the right person, yeah.
Let me ask you something. Forget about the coach. Forget about how things are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're gonna go name recognition.
Name recognition.
If you could go play anywhere,
mm-hmm.
What would be your position and where do you want to go? Name recognition. You want to go to a small school? Do you want to be a big fish in a kind of small pond? Or do you want to be one spoke on a big wheel with a whole lot of spokes?
Man, if I'm a top player in my position, I'll probably say USC as a receiver.
USC?
As a receiver. If I could bring that program back up as a receiver, yeah, I get some looks. If you say running back, I say running back. Running back, who keeps a good running back? I mean, if you're a great running back and you do get the job done, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, for sure. With
there's a few schools with running back.
Texas, Alabama, Penn State will be another one. Michigan,
Georgia
for sure. Georgia for sure. Running back for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a defensive guy, I'm gonna say like an edge rusher, something like that, I'll probably say Texas. I would say Florida. You give me Florida State.
Georgia.
Not Georgia.
Georgia. Look what the Eagles did in the draft last
year. Georgia boys for sure. At one point it was Clemson. Clemson had some good linebackers come out. Mm-hmm. Down south, you really can't go wrong at SEC for the most part.
You know what I'm surprised? I'm surprised you didn't say Miami.
That's my school and all, but yeah, that's my school and all, man.
Going by reputation, you've got to assume the team you're on is going to be good.
Right.
I mean, Miami.
If
I'm going to take a Florida team, I'm going to.
I'm going to go Miami all day long. But you know what? Them are Florida. Like when Florida got good teams, that just the swamp atmosphere. Like I'm thinking about Tebow type
over Tallahassee, over the Seminoles.
Oh man, with Tallahassee, man.
Florida State
get the rocket too, though.
Man, they get the rocket. Those three schools, man.
Yeah.
Even the what's the Central Florida UCF.
UCF. Yeah, all the Florida boys get the rocket, man.
They have a big student body at UCF.
Yeah.
Big student body.
Bigger
than the other three. Bigger than Miami, Florida, and Florida State.
Good?
Yeah. Just like Texas A&M has the biggest student body of all of Texas, even bigger than the Longhorns, bigger than Texas Tech, bigger than Baylor.
Do they?
Didn't know that. Texas A&M.
No, I didn't know that.
Texas A&M, bigger student body than Texas.
Yeah, I would say Florida boys, man. And like I said, if I'm gonna go out west, it'll be USC because I can see UCLA or
we are not. I understand what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing, but I am going in a whole nother area.
where you would go?
I'm going Midwest.
Are you?
Well, it's considered Midwest. I think of it as Mid-North. I'm either doing Notre Dame or Michigan. That's what I'm doing.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, because Notre Dame, you're gonna get the exposure.
Notre Dame. I want to be a tight end for Notre Dame. I want to be a safety for Michigan.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Yeah.
In the secondary for Michigan.
And then like you saying, both them man, Big Blue Nation, crazy. The big house.
Notre Dame. Do you realize Notre Dame? I'm a Notre Dame fan. The reason that I'm a Notre Dame fan is because in the 80s, they were the only school that was on TV every week.
That's a fact.
They were on NBC every Saturday. If I saw, and they always played a lot of Big Ten teams. So I got to see Penn State play, once a year. Ohio State play once a year. Michigan play once a year. That's how I got to know them. But Notre Dame is the team that I watched every single week, every week. And I might have told you this already, but somebody, stepmother's side of the family, my stepmother's cousin's son. So it's my stepmother's second cousin. I guess that's what you would call that. He was in the band in 1988 when they won their last national championship. So it was a big deal.
That was Lou Holtz, right?
And what's that?
Lou Holtz was
Lou Holtz and Tim Brown was the Heisman.
Oh, okay.
Tim Brown won the Heisman that year. Wide receiver. Obviously turned out to have a Hall of Fame career for the Raiders.
Yeah.
So he lived up to it. But so anyway, my point was Notre Dame, super popular for so long, not even in a conference. You realize that they are a very small student body. Very small. You think Notre Dame, Michigan, you're like, kind of like neck and neck. No. Michigan has a huge student body. They have the biggest, either the second or third biggest stadium, the Big House. And Penn State's right behind them. Student body.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And stadium.
Crazy.
In the Penn State. That's a different way of life.
Yeah.
You go to Happy Valley. That's a different way of life. Like
right.
They don't live like the rest of us. They don't think like the rest of us. I know they're not the only school like that, but I'm just saying. Like I've been there. Whole nother animal. They act like small town. It's got the small town vibe, but there's a ton of people in a small area. Ton of people, and they all like live there. Like I went past Paterno's house. I walked and took a picture from his grave because I was there in 2012, and that's the year he died. He got fired and died.
Yeah. Football was his life.
That was no kidding.
That was his life. Literally, he lost purpose for living.
Sure did.
Fired.
Sure did. And that was the year my sister graduated. So I was there at the graduation, and cemetery that he was buried in was right there. I'll send you the picture.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
Yeah, because
to be like right up on.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. But anyway, I don't know how I got off track on that. But anyway, so two schools for you. Mine, Michigan, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Offense, tight end, Notre Dame. Secondary, I want to be safety, probably free safety, Michigan.
Right.
And you are?
I said USC.
Receiver. Who's your other school?
And then I said my other school, as well as a running back, I said Texas.
You ain't got no school for defense? You never interested?
I said defense. Defense would have been like if I'm edge, I would said I would have been SEC, so I would have picked either. I say either Texas. I stuck with Texas. But I also said what I said else? Um,
Alabama.
Alabama, and then you mentioned Georgia, so that wasn't a bad school either. Georgia. Yep.
Man, I'm surprised you're not picking Miami, man.
I didn't say
I'm,
Miami, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy,
man,
and that's my team. You know, that's my team. That's like my team. You know what I mean? But
that's your team,
like,
and you're
I
picking
just
them.
think about so many like the relevancy, like I'm thinking about the
Mhm.
relevancy. Like that the last year, these are the teams that have been
I told
relevant.
you don't go by that. Don't go by
Yeah.
that. Just go by, big name. When you think big
Oh,
name, you
good.
think of them being good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Miami all day. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna go Miami, I'll probably be a quarterback.
There you go.
I'll be a
There
quarterback
you
Miami.
go.
Yup. I'll be a
That's
quarterback
what you
Miami.
do.
Yup.
Yeah, there it is.
And
Good.
speaking before we transition over to the NFL, right? Heisman talk. Obviously, we know that Travis Scott is going. I mean, I said Travis Scott. Travis Hunter is the Heisman. Okay. For all purposes, it's Travis Hunter's award, right? You know, Shador won the best quarterback. He has won the best quarterback, right? So if the way that playoffs is looking, where you think that Shador is going, Cam Ward is going, Jonte is going, and where you think Travis Hunter land, and what position do you think he lands?
I think Shador goes number one.
Two.
I got to go by how it is right now. The Giants.
Okay.
I think Ward goes number two.
Two.
Remember, quarterbacks get pushed up.
Right.
They might not be the top talents, but they
Right.
get pushed up for those.
So he goes. So where did he go?
Raiders.
Ward. Raiders. Okay. So they get Ward.
I'm hoping that before the season ends that switches. I
Shador goes to
really
Vegas.
want Shador to go to the Raiders.
Okay.
But right now this is how it is. And number three, Hunter, and New England right now has the pick. And what's funny, we talked about this right here on the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. New England has got the history of having players play multiple positions.
Yeah.
They had Troy Brown as a receiver and then as a DB later on. They had Edelman as a DB and then
as a receiver.
As a receiver. I think Hunter comes in as both. I guess I don't know who you favor more. I really don't. I think you come in and say, we'll find out in training camp.
No, he said
he's
determined. He's determined, which to his credit, right? Because it hasn't been done on consistently, okay? Because of the level of athlete you're going against. He was on the Pivot podcast recently, and they said the same thing. They said, look, man, we're not trying to knock you. We're not trying to put limitations on you, but this is a huge leap. You know, you're going against the best every week. You're talking about going to defend, and they use Miami as an example. You're talking about going out 12 plays and sticking Tyreek Hill, right? And then going right back on offense and have to deal with Jalen Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a hard thing to attack. But his thing is, I've been doing this forever.
Not at that level.
But not at that level. That's the question. That's what he's saying. Like, he's saying don't put no limitation because it hasn't been done. But as we know, the game evolves.
Mm-hmm.
The game evolves. You know what I mean? We haven't seen it at this level because we don't think it's attainable, right? But the game does evolve, Gil. That's what I'm saying. You know, we're saying things because we haven't seen. We can't possibly think about it because of one. The athletes are extremely. You got to think they're at the professional level. So they got trainers, they got regimes, they got a lot of things going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be perfect at that position, right? You're not going against too many scrubs, right?
They're all professionals.
They're all professionals. He's saying that I'm a different athlete. You haven't seen me yet. And I would make that comparison if I'm talking about just theoretically, we talking about theory, right? I would compare it to like LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see a LeBron. We seen components, but we never seen a full thing in LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
He's defined history. He's defined times. I'm just catching up with him this year, but at the end of the day, he was 40 and still maintained the excellence all the way up to 40,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he trumped the theory of what you could do past a certain age. Maybe Travis Hunter's going to be that new age athlete, man. Maybe he is that freak, phenomenal athlete that can go both ways. It's going to be interesting.
Well, I think he's going to try, but I think ultimately he's going to have to primarily be one over the other. Now, just like he is a better pure athlete than an Edelman or a Troy Brown. That goes without saying. But those guys, they were one before they were the other.
Right.
I don't know if this guy can do both full time. And he's probably going to be on special teams too. He's probably going to be like Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders used to say, I'm a 5-down player.
Yeah.
I'm first, second, and third down on defense. I am a punt returner on special teams. And I am a slot receiver on gadget plays on offense. And he was all that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to chew, man, because once again, you're going against some dogs.
Yeah.
Like real dogs.
Yeah.
Like, I know college is one thing.
Come after you.
But they're coming at you, man. Like I can see a Jamar Chases. I'd say, hey, let's say you go to New England.
Mm-hmm.
That means you gotta go against the Miami boys down there.
Yep.
Waddle, Tyreek.
Yep.
Right?
Jets don't have scrub.
Jets. Nah, you got Devontae, you got Garrett Wilson. So that they gonna come at you for sure.
And Buffalo's the best team in that.
And Buffalo got all types of receivers they're gonna throw at you.
Forget the receivers. You got that quarterback.
You got that quarterback's gonna.
You got the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that guy's a different level. Yeah, he's MVP. He's MVP. That's MVP.
MVP.
No question about it.
To lose now.
No question about it. It's
his to lose.
I know running backs don't get it, but it's between him and Saquon, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even consider Saquon now. When this dude just scored 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, 6. Yeah.
6 between throwing and running himself.
Yeah, he's a different guy.
I think it's him. And he's got a big one this week. He puts his staple out on this game this week.
It'll be a battle. It'll be a battle.
It's going to be great. There's a bunch of good games this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess transitioning to let's get to it, man.
There was one more thing I wanted to bring up, and man, it is not coming to me. We'll do tiers and then hopefully it'll come to me. It's football related. It's football, but I can't think of it right now. I was 2 minutes ago.
I apologize.
Anyway, let's do tiers.
I'm ready. I got mine already ready to go.
Tiers number 1, ABC. Still got Philadelphia. A.
Okay.
Still got Detroit. B. And now I've got KC back in the upper tier as my C. Philly, Detroit, KC, my top 3 teams. What are yours?
I got the Lions.
Okay.
I got Kansas City.
Okay.
I got Minnesota.
Oh,
I got Minnesota
with a big jump.
I got it with a big jump. After that, I mean, they played a broken Atlanta, but they picked. Oh my God, Sam Darnold he put some on that boy in the second half.
Minnesota over Philly.
I did.
Oh,
I did.
Look at the stones on you.
I did. I thought Minnesota destroyed the lesser competition. This is a team that was in the first place in the division, and they destroyed them. Sam Darnold looked awesome. We're waiting for the Sam Darnold train to fall off the rails. They ain't happy yet.
My fantasy quarterback, Sam Darnold,
killed it. So yeah, Minnesota got that right.
I still lost.
Yeah, and you still lost, by the way.
I had a terrible year in fantasy. I finished 4-9.
Oh man,
4-9.
That's bad.
I came in out of a 20 league team. I came in 17th.
Ugh.
I was so bad that so they got 8 teams that make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they got 8 teams in like not real playoffs, but you can still like play in a playoffs. It just doesn't count. It's
Right.
just a participation. It's like the NIT.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't even qualify for that. That's 16 teams. I came in 17th.
Oh man, I'm feel sorry for you, to brother.
17th. Yep.
I feel sorry for you, my brother.
Just when you have when there's 20 teams in fantasy, your pick, you can't get it wrong. And I got a couple wrong.
Yeah.
I thought Gus Edwards was going to be a player. He sucked.
Yeah,
He was terrible.
Terrible.
I thought I stuck with Aaron Rodgers too long. I should have played Sam Darnold earlier.
Yes.
And I gave up my backup defense. I had Denver and I gave them up for New England. And then I got rid of New England for the Jets. And it was that game where the New England, that first week I put in the Jets. It was the game where New England played the Bears and they beat the crap out of Caleb Williams and got all those sacks.
Yeah.
And they didn't allow the Bears to score. Yeah. Yeah. You can't make mistakes like that. Anyway.
A B tier.
So let's go to the B tier. I got Buffalo leading the way. I got Pittsburgh and I got Minnesota. Now my B team can compete with my A team for sure. Buffalo, Minnesota.
I forgot about Pittsburgh, man.
Forget about Pittsburgh.
You know what's crazy, man? Because the team I got in there,
put some respect on their name.
I got to put respect on it because they beat the crap out them boys. But I had the Eagles, I got the Bills,
and
I had the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, off of that big win.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yeah.
I picked them.
I was surprised. When we talking about B tier, I'm surprised. Like every time I think they're gonna lose, they've been winning. I thought they was gonna lose Arizona. I picked them for my picks, but I really thought they were gonna lose Arizona because it's a back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, they're winning and they lead their division.
Yeah, but that division's still open.
It's still open.
It's still open. And then the disappointing tier, again, not the 3 worst teams,
right?
3 most disappointing. Atlanta.
Oh man, should I have them in there? I ain't put them in there.
They're my number 1. After what happened this past week, I know that they're bad, but they every now and then make you think they're not as bad as what they are, and then they choke it away.
Yeah.
Your Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
And Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
Arizona Cardinals.
I got, even though they're leading their division, I got the Texans.
I could see that.
I got the Texans.
See that coming off a bye, though.
Yeah, they come up, but still, I think they're overrated, and they haven't performed at all to the expectations that we expect them to be. I got your Bears, man. I thought that, I know they're bad, but I thought that with them firing Eberflus, rather, I thought they was gonna come out with way more energy, man. They didn't know what they were doing, man. Like, for real, it was bad, bro. They got the brakes beat off them by a hobbled St. Fran team. Like, hobbled. Mm-hmm. Like, I did not expect that, bro. Like, that was ugly. Like,
they couldn't stop the 3rd-string running back.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Couldn't
no
stop.
Control, nothing. It was like the coaches, like, just, it was it's nothing.
I think they made a mistake in elevating Tom
Brown. Yes.
Again.
Yes.
He's been elevated. He got elevated twice in the span of a month.
Yeah, that was
a month.
Yeah,
they should have kept him working with Caleb.
Indeed.
Made like the special teams coach the head coach because they're all gone anyway. Now you're spreading Thomas Brown too thin. The number one thing was to keep Caleb going up the charts. The wins and losses don't really matter at this point. You just want to keep him going up. And I think now that Thomas Brown has to overlook the entire team, I think think it's not going to do him any favors. It's not going to do the team any favors. I'm telling you, man, the Bears, after being 4-2, they might not win another game. They've got 4 weeks, and at best, I think they win 1 game. At best, I think at best they're going to finish with 5 wins. But right now, they're picking 9th in the draft. So, I just need Caleb to stay healthy and not lose his self-confidence and all that, because the Bears are bad, man. They're bad.
And I got the Cards as my third team.
My third team, too.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals. Disappointed, man.
And the race to number 1, I can only go by how, if the season were to end today, how the picks would be. It would be Giants, Raiders, New England. And we already talked about it.
Yeah.
I see Sanders going number 1, whether it's the Giants or the Raiders.
Yeah.
Ward is going to go number 2. And I think Ward is one of those guys that's going to get pushed up, but ultimately is not going to be great.
No.
I don't think he's going to be.
I don't either, man. I don't think he's going to be great at the next level. I don't.
And I think Hunter, as long as he doesn't overexpose himself, he should be the best player in the draft.
For sure.
And he should win the Heisman.
For sure.
I think he will win the Heisman.
I know you said he wanted to go number 1, but like you said, it's not going to go that way because of the fact that the 2 teams is going to be in that spot and need quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a position thing. It's more of we need quarterbacks. It's a need thing. It's a need thing. You can't pass neither one of them can pass on a quarterback. Now you got to build around something.
Yes,
you got to, because it's man, New York is screaming for some type of stability. They ain't had that since Eli was there. You know what I mean?
Fact.
So.
Fact.
All right, man. Ready to get to these games?
Yeah, let's get to it. Double check from last week. I went 7-6. You went 6-7. I'm at 105 and 100. You're at 92 and 113.
Okay.
All right. So you ready?
I'm ready, man.
All right, let's do it. Once again, you are listening and you are tuned in to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. You can catch us every Wednesday around 9-ish, and we will be doing our football picks, not next week, because we got our Christmas special spectacular dose. So we'll be back doing our picks the following week in 2 weeks, and that'll be near the end of the NFL season, and we'll know the Heisman by then and all that good stuff. College playoffs, and we can really start talking draft and what it looks like and how they're going to fall and all that. So it's going to be really good the next couple weeks for sure. All right, let's get it started. Crack-a-lackin', as the kids say. Thursday, got a good one. Wide open division. The Los Angeles Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco is a 3-point home favorite. The number is 48.5. This already started me off tough.
Yeah.
I went back and forth on this one. I'm so tempted to pick the Rams because they are my Super Bowl pick before the season started. They can still win that division. But ultimately, because San Francisco is at home, Purdy's back, I'm going to take San Francisco to win and cover the 3 points. And I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, that's a hard one, man.
That's hard.
That's a hard one right there,
There's a
man.
few toughies on this one.
This
is a good week.
It is a good week. And the Rams, after that impressive performance, that shootout with Buffalo, man, that was an awesome game. Man, let me see. I got to see something real quick. Someone make sure, because I got to catch Gilly, which will never happen. So let me see how these two teams play. 7.
In San
It's 3.
Francisco.
It's a 3-point game, right?
3-point even right now.
I'm
48.5.
gonna take the Rams for the. I'm taking the Rams for the points.
All right.
And I got it. What's the over and under?
48.5.
40.5. I'm gonna go to the under.
I also did the under. Okay. Next game. We are on Sunday now. Kansas City at Cleveland. Kansas City is a 4-point favorite, and the over-under is 44. Kansas City has had problems covering their number.
Yeah.
Winning, but they're not covering. And this is on the road.
Yeah. I got I got burnt by the Browns last week. Jameis Winston, bum on.
So did I.
Uh,
So did I. But I also got burnt by Kansas City because they didn't cover.
They definitely didn't cover.
Look at the way that they're winning. Look at the spectrum between how the Bears are losing and how Kansas City is winning.
I'm gonna take Cleveland, man.
All right. I took Kansas City. We differ on the first two. I got the under on 44.
I got over.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Hey now. Okay. Another team that burned me. Burned you too. Cincinnati Bengals at Tennessee Titans. The Cincinnati Bengals are a road favorite. 5. The number is 47.
Boom. You got defense. Well, love is crappy behind. I'm gonna take Titans.
I took Cincinnati. I love it. And I took the under for the 47.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking under.
All right. You definitely taking under? All right.
Yeah, Titans can't score, man. Then again,
a lot, and their defense stinks.
Yeah.
Okay. Joe Burrow, by the way, what a year he's having. We're not talking about that because he's
the Titans. It don't matter, even with bad teams. Some reason why the Bengals don't play well in freaking Tennessee. It's something about Tennessee that they don't play well in Tennessee. Even when they have awesome teams, they struggle in Tennessee. So that's why I'm really going with the Titans. You know what I mean? And then this is a game they're expected to get blown out also. So it's just funny the way this wacky football been going, man. It's not a sexy pick, but it's one of those things where Bengals supposed to blow these dudes out, especially coming off that win with the Cowboys. And watch it be a deflate because it's like they supposed to win. They're playing a bum team. And that's when you don't get the full effort sometimes of the team. They make it harder than it got to be.
I think Cincinnati played better on the road this year than they have at home.
Yeah, they haven't won at home. I mean, they won once. They beat the Raiders at home.
That's it. Yep. Okay. So we differ on that. We both picked the under. This next one wasn't a gimme because of the number. Washington at New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Washington is a 7.5-point favorite on the road. I took Washington because Carr is out.
Yeah, Carr's out?
Yeah.
Oh, man, give me the Commanders. Oh, heck no.
Yeah, they think he broke his hand.
Yeah, because when he took that dive, I see it was a bad dive.
Yeah, lucky he didn't break his neck. Right, the number is 43. I took the under.
Yeah, because I don't see them being a score.
All right, so this is our first one. We actually, out of 4 games, that's our first one we agree with. All right. You ready for this one? Baltimore travels to
East Rutherford,
New Jersey.
That's a lot of points.
Baltimore at the New York Giants. Baltimore is favored on the road by 16.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. I think that's the biggest spread.
It is, man. That's a lot of points, man.
On the road?
On the road,
point favorite on the road.
That's a lot.
That sounds like a college game.
That is a college game, but that's a lot of points to be laying on. Anything can happen, man.
And the number is 43, which tells me they're thinking that the Giants aren't going to score much.
I know, so I'm taking the Ravens.
No, I'm going to take the Giants. I'm going to rely on that number.
I'll take the Ravens because I can see the Ravens beating them 23. And then they don't score touchdowns. So that's the thing with the Giants. They don't score touchdowns.
Baltimore Baltimore's defense is.
Yeah, their defense is shoddy, but you got DeVito playing. And it's coming off a bye. You
Is
got
he playing
he is
because?
playing. It's DeVito's playing.
Oh, okay.
DeVito, Danny. So he might give him a spark, but he looked totally out of sync, man.
I
You're right.
thought Drew Lock looked pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why they ain't playing him, but they said that
they're paying him. I don't know why either, because they're paying him.
I just think that, my thing is if the Ravens go up, the Giants don't have the capability to be able to score with them.
No.
So that's my logic. Like, you got to match touchdown.
They won't be able to score with them, but they'll be able to score.
Field goals.
Field goals. You're right.
Field goals, and then that ain't guaranteed because their kicker be off too. So and then they just pee in the bed at the stadium.
That's another thing. This game's gonna have field goal kickers that have missed a lot.
Yeah, Tucker's been. Oh my goodness, man. So you're right about that one. I might blow up because the kicker can't make a field goal.
He screwed you 2 weeks ago.
He definitely did, man. Under.
I took the over. I think if the Giants keep it within reason, they've got to score.
I need that game, man, because some other games you might give me. So I'm going to need this game for equalizer.
All right. Your Dallas Cowboys travel to Carolina. Carolina is a 3-point favorite against your Cowboys. What do you think of that?
That's disrespectful.
Forget about the pick. What do you think of that? What do you think about Carolina?
That's this man. I take my Cowboys, man. I don't care what you tell me. Take my Cowboys.
Little disrespect there.
Yeah, I feel they're totally disrespectful.
Little disrespect.
And if they don't take that disrespectful, man, they deserve to get spanked down there in Carolina. I know Carolina playing real good football. They have been. They've been competitive.
They should have beat the Eagles. Dummy drops a touchdown. Forgot how to catch the ball.
But I predicted that though. I figured that the Eagles was going to drop. I figured, man. I had a funny feeling. I said Eagles don't never play up to the competition.
I hate the Eagles. When I play them, they don't cover.
Yep. And then when you go against them, they'll cover.
Yes.
They're one of them funny teams, man. Yeah. So up to the Cowboys, I think we totally. I mean, look, Panthers have been playing really good football.
They've been playing well, but they've been playing pretty good teams.
They have been.
Look at them with Kansas City.
Right.
Week before. Yeah, they're playing 2 weeks ago. More than not last week, the week before. But yeah, they're playing these.
We play better on the road than we do at home.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like us on the road, and I'm getting points with us. Give me the points.
Yeah, I agree. I took Dallas. The number is 43. I took over.
Yeah, over.
Yeah.
And
those Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man, I think the Panthers play good as underdog. I don't know about them as a favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of them things, brother. Don't come on now. Y'all been sipping the punch too much. Calm down.
Preaching to the choir on that one. All right. The New York Jets. Get this. The New York Jets.
You won't get me again. You won't get me again, brother. You won't get me again, brother. I'm taking the Jags.
By 3.5.
You won't get me again. I'm taking the Jags. You won't burn me again. I'm taking the Jags.
Yes.
You won't burn me again.
They covered. And we got to just admit that the Jets aren't good.
They're not
had the lead in a bunch of these games, and they just cough it up.
There's two things that's going with this game that you made me a believer. One, if you got what you say, if you got two bad teams playing each other, take the points.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the Jaguars cover. I learned the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
I learned the hard way.
It doesn't even matter who their quarterback is.
It don't even matter.
The over-under is 40.5. That's a little on the low side.
It's a low side, man. Bad kickers. Well, I mean, what's called Tennessee kicker ain't that bad. I mean, Jacksonville kicker ain't that bad. The Jets are though. I go to the under.
I took the over, but we agree on the pick. All right, Miami Dolphins at Houston Texans. This is a pretty good one. Off the bye. Miami winning in overtime, coming back to steal that game against the Jets. Houston is favored at home by 3, but the number, which I found interesting, is 40.5.
That's weird.
That's weird. That's low.
That's low. That's weird. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. And that's weird. That's a weird number, man.
That's a
That
very
number sounded funny to me, man. Um, it's just because it's a weird number. I'm gonna say under.
I was really on the fence with this, both pick and number. I'm going to take Houston because they're coming off a bye. So they had extra time to prepare. Miami just had a big divisional emotional win, beating the Jets at home. Now they're on the road. 40.5, that's a low number. That's a low number, so I'm just saying over. I'm just going to go over. So we differ on this one as well. All right. Never thought that this, earlier in the season would be an interesting game, but it is. The Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos. Broncos are favored by 4. Really like this
good football. They've been playing real good football, man. I'm gonna go with the hot team. I'm going with Denver.
I also went Denver, but man, I sure wish that number was 3.
I do. Cause the Colts be in them games, man.
And the number is 44.5. I took the over.
Over. Yeah, I like over. Because the Colts definitely be in games, man. They do.
Here's a big one. Big one. Buffalo at Detroit. Detroit is a 2.5 point home favorite.
They solid at home, man.
The full 3.
They solid at home, man. I'm going with the hottest quarterback in the league right now. I'm going with Buffalo.
I also went Buffalo. Now here's the question. The number, total number, 54.5.
That's a lot of points.
I believe that's the highest number.
Give me over.
Which one would you say?
That's over.
I took the under.
Oh, man.
My rule was around 50. But this means they got to have 55. That's a lot.
They just put up 80 points. They just put up 80. They just put up 80 points.
Yes, they did.
They just put up 80 points.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
What?
But you're telling me they got to do it back to back.
How's they gonna win the game? Their defense. I don't see their defense. Ain't no team been able to hold these dudes. Only team that been able to hold these dudes underneath for anything under 20 was the Ravens.
Right.
They went in Baltimore.
I took
Detroit, and you got to figure Detroit just had a shootout with Green Bay. They put up 60 something between them. They put up 65 points. I think if Buffalo wants any chance of home field, they have to win throughout. They definitely got to win out. Yeah,
they got to win out, and they need luck. And
yeah,
they've already got 3 losses. Kansas City only has 1, so they need.
It's going to go. It's going to go.
So minimum, Buffalo has to win out.
It's going to Kansas City.
All right, so I took the under, you took the over. Just 55. That's a big
lot.
That's a lot. All right, another good one. The Battle of the Keystone State, Pennsylvania. Yes. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Back in the day, these two organizations, they had combined to be one organization. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
They were called the Steagles.
Oh, Steagles, okay.
They were called the Steagles. Yep.
Well, I got the Steelers.
You got the Steelers.
Are they the underdog?
5.5 point favorite. Whoever I pick is going to screw me.
Hold up. So who's the favorite?
Philly at home, 5.5.
Oh man, Steelers. I don't go against Thomas when the underdog.
Well, you're going to win this one because I'm going to take the Eagles, and the Eagles probably won't cover. Win or lose, they won't cover.
Shoot. Defenses.
You already said Pittsburgh.
I know. I like Steelers. I ain't picking on my pick. I'm trying to think of the over-under.
to me is a little on the low side, 42.5.
I'm gonna go for over.
I also did over. All right. This is not aesthetically a good matchup, but kind of monitoring New England now. New England at Arizona. Again, that division is not locked up. Arizona at home is a 6-point favorite.
Six.
Six.
Oh my goodness. You got two, man.
Yeah, I know that number. I know.
That's a lot.
I know.
New England.
But they are at home. If
They
this
are
was
at
New
home,
England,
but
I would definitely take New England.
yeah, they're at home. Arizona's at home. I'm gonna take New England.
I took Arizona. All right.
I'll probably get smacked this week, but
yeah, I don't know about that.
It's
we
a
got
lot of points for a team that's been playing like crap. And then I know that the Patriots aren't all that.
No, but their quarterback is looking pretty good.
It definitely is. And then they still got Ramon Stevenson, which he does fumble a lot. He got butterfingers, man. He got no ball security. And he been finding continuity with his receivers. So yeah, I like the Patriots. I think they'll make it competitive. I think it'll be a competitive game.
All right, and the number is 46.
Over.
Oh, I took the under. Wow, this is the most we've differed in 2 years.
This week was funny, man. Like
Good.
I ain't happy with a lot of these points. It's just that I got burnt so bad last week that I said, man, I can't go with Joe because I think is going to win because it just don't pan out that way.
Here's another pretty good one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the LA Chargers. Chargers coming off of a heartbreak with Kansas City. Now they're home, 3-point favorite against the Bucs.
Against the Bucs playing real good football. Wonderful. Justin Herbert. Is J.K. Dobbins still out?
He's out.
Baker against that secondary. The secondary throws a lot.
But the running back from Tampa Bay got hurt.
Irving. He got hurt too?
I don't know if he's playing.
I know the boy White been running the ball.
He's pretty good, but he's more of a
power guy,
receiving kind of back.
Hallborough. Oh, J.K. Dobbins. I'm gonna go with Bucs.
I went with the Chargers. Oh, this is great. And the number is 45.5. I took
under.
Oh, I also took the under. Okay. All right, 3 to go. Another pretty good one. Green Bay Packers are a 3-point favorite on the road at Seattle.
I think Packers.
I pick Seattle. How about that? And the number is 46.
Over.
I also took the over. All right. This one was not a gimme for me either, although I have no interest in watching it. The Atlanta Falcons. Is this right? Yeah, it's got to be. The Atlanta Falcons at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, my goodness.
Atlanta is a 4-point road favorite at Las Vegas.
Is Aiden O'Connell playing?
I don't think so. And Cousins has been playing bad.
He's been playing terrible, man. He been playing terrible, man. I'll take the Raiders.
I took Atlanta. All right. And the number is 46.
Over.
I took the under. Oh, my gosh. This is so good. Not planned, by the way. And the last game, which is probably the worst game, Monday night, my Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. The first time they played each other, Bears almost pulled off a miraculous comeback.
I
But
like the Vikings.
Minnesota is a 7-point home favorite.
Oh, 7?
Yep, an even 7.
Nah, give me the Bears.
I took Minnesota. Yes, I did. And the number is 43.5.
Under.
I also took the under, but I'm not too sure about that. I am not too sure. So instead of counting up how many we differ, let me count up how many we got the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. We got the same. All the rest are different. So let me count up the different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. That is in 2 years. That's like double what we normally are.
Yeah, I mean, it's been funny, man. So this might be one of them 2 and 11 weeks for me again when I got burnt, but going against convention.
This is one of those, if I have a good week, I might be able to lock up finishing over 500. I might be able to do it.
I'm actually liking these picks, though.
Yeah, of course you do.
Okay, I think
You don't go into it. What is if you could pick 3, your 3 lock'ems that you like the most?
lockups.
Yep. This week was tough.
It's real tough. I'll say lockups. I would say, just talking about just for the cover, right?
Yeah.
I would say Steelers.
Okay.
I got the Steelers as mine. Ravens and Cowboys.
I got Cincinnati. I'm tempted to say Washington, but that hook makes me.
Yeah, that's why I was just a hook.
Dallas. I agree with you there. and I got to just play the trend. I'm going to say Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jags.
I'm going to say Jacksonville. I almost said Minnesota.
And then the Steelers trend is just the fact that you just don't bet against Tomlin when he's an underdog. Now they would have been the favorite out of the one with Philly. You know what I mean?
How many Steeler fans are going to travel to Philadelphia? Philly's different.
Yeah, Philly different.
Philly's different.
It ain't gonna be a bunch of terrible
towels there.
It ain't gonna be a bunch of terrible towels in there. I can tell you that right now. It ain't gonna be no.
They'll bring them.
No,
I just don't know if they're gonna last throughout the whole game.
I mean, you got a lot of Pittsburgh. You got a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans that live in Philly, though.
Yeah,
like you really do.
And they'll travel, but Philly fans won't put up with being disrespected.
Yeah, Philly rough, man.
Yeah, they're rough and they're good this year.
Yeah, they're good.
There could be one thing if they sucked and Pittsburgh just came.
I think they're gonna try to make an example, and I think they're gonna try to come out and try to really make an example because of the chatter about stale passing attack. I think they're gonna make an emphasis and really try to get Brown and
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't, especially against that secondary. I wouldn't.
Your best player is your running back.
Exactly. Look, y'all winning. Why? What are we weren't about stats, or we weren't about freaking winning games.
I don't care what some diva wide receiver.
I don't care what. Look, now we was losing.
Yeah, that's different.
It'd be different.
Winning and losing is different.
I'm gonna tell the diva running. I'm gonna tell the diva receiver, bro. We're winning the division.
Yeah, know your role. Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
I think we can win without you. So you choose if you want to be part of it.
That part.
Dude, you got
enjoy the show.
Think about Saquon is having the best year of his career, which is saying a lot. He's got a chance to go over 2,000 yards this year. Yes. A legit chance. And look at how good Hurts can do with the play action.
Yes.
Look at how good he could do with the RPO, right? Run pass option.
Yeah. So why would you want to go away from that?
Dude, it's all about Saquon and Hurts.
Yep.
Brown is a very good wide receiver. I'm not saying he's not. He's very good. He's inside the top 10, borderline top 5. Top 5, top 6, top 7. He's right there. 5, 6, 7. He's right there. But, dude, no. Okay? No. You got the running back and you got the quarterback that could play at his best because of this running back, not because of Brown. Not because of Brown.
I agree.
If you ain't going to be a passenger on this bus that's going somewhere, then get off the bus.
Yeah, I don't be into all that, man. Like, if we winning,
yeah,
unless how we winning, bro.
Yeah. It's been 2 months since they've lost the game.
Look, Kansas City. We could talk about Kansas City, right? We could talk about Kansas City, right? Oh man, offense is that they're barely winning. Last time I checked, a W was a W. They like one loss, and we had the same narrative last year. Oh man, it's the worst year. Oh man, statistically, it's the worst year. Did we not say that all year?
Yeah, all year.
Last time I checked, they won the chip. So all that chatter from the outside don't matter. We talk about winning teams,
and now you know that in a tight game late.
Yes,
City can do it.
Yes,
because they've done it all year.
So my question: if you talk about playoff football, when the windows get tighter, the chance for you making errors gets slimmer, right? Costly mistakes. You got way more time to prep for this team, right? Them games where you're playing close games matter way more to me than blowouts, because 9 times out of 10 you ain't gonna be in no blowout.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So that's more defining to me than saying, man, this team could get down, play in the trenches. We could play gritty football, right? That's a dangerous team to me.
This league is about one possession games.
Yes.
Look at how the Bears screwed up these games, one possession games.
Think about
look at how Kansas City has come out on top with these one possession games.
I agree.
Blocking field goals, beating the Raiders like they did couple weeks ago.
Chargers.
The Chargers.
Field goal.
This is their third kicker.
Yeah.
Their third. They had this year the best kicker. Him and his backup out. Third kicker.
Winning teams find ways to win.
Yes.
And losing teams will find a way to lose the game.
You could say all you want about Mahomes statistically this year. I can make the argument that this is his best year, that he has found a way to elevate and to win these games. He doesn't have to throw for 303 touchdowns. He just has to have one drive late in the game. The defense will keep him in it all game, one drive at the end of the game. He's done it every single game except one against Buffalo.
Gil, we're scrutinizing a 12-1. Are they 12-1?
No, we're not. We're not.
The people are scrutinizing a 12-1.
They look so beatable this year. They're 12-1.
They're 12-1.
They're 12-1.
What part of football are you watching?
Mm-hmm.
They find a way every week to win.
Mm-hmm.
They will be the number 1 seed. The way it's going, coming out, you have to go to Kansas City.
Yes.
Beat them in their house.
Yes.
In the winter.
Good luck with that.
I wish you luck when it's so cold when you can see the frost coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You could say what you want, but the staples, the foundation is still there playing well. Chris Jones, he's still playing defense pretty well.
Yes, he is.
Spagnuolo, still the defensive coordinator.
He'll dial it up on you.
Andy Reid, still the head coach. Mahomes, still the best quarterback. I don't care statistically. All due respect to Josh out in Buffalo. If I could have one quarterback,
I'm about to ask you. If I already know the answer. If you come,
I'm
if
taking
you got the guy
I'm taking the guy that's already got 3 Super
all
Bowls.
day long. Look, I'm taking a guy where outside Tom Brady, if you give him a minute and some change, he will find a way to take you from his 20-yard line and somehow, some way will end up scoring a touchdown to win the game.
Yes.
If you give me him or Josh Allen, I'm telling you that pressure bust jokers. And as great as Josh Allen is, you can't give me Josh Allen with a minute and 40 because it's not going to work. It's not. It's not going to work. You'll start to see the deficiency in his receivers. You'll start to see, it's just going to be a lot of things going to break down.
The deficiency will be his head coach.
That part.
Because Josh Allen has walked off the field with 13 seconds left in the game ahead of Kansas City and walked off the field as a loser.
13 seconds.
Because the head coach pulled an Eberflus and stopped coaching and was spectating. And you can't do that. Got to keep coaching. And I don't know that he's learned his lesson, because every time that got brought up with him, he has never taken accountability. So, history kind of, and against Kansas City, who we just said has had how many one possession games?
Oh my goodness!
Found a way to win.
Oh my goodness! I can't count them off.
How many has Buffalo had this year? One possession games where they had to pull it off at the end. Nothing's coming to mind.
I can't think of none.
If they had it, it's not coming to mind. But I could start rattling off a whole bunch with Kansas City.
Yeah, I can too. I mean, this guy won a Super Bowl on one leg. So
plus, Buffalo already played Kansas City this year,
that part.
And Buffalo won. They play again in the playoffs. It's probably going to be in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I always feel when you have two good teams in a rematch against each other, the advantage goes to the team that lost.
Indeed, because you make the adjustments.
They make the adjustments.
You make the adjustments.
The other team has the same game plan.
Yeah, you won. You're coming with the same game plan. And Andy Reid, as we know, in this modern day, he's the best person to make adjustments. And Spagnuolo.
Mm-hmm.
He can make, and he'll make in-game adjustments.
Yes.
That's the difference between great coaches and all right coaches. Is that a great coach? Yeah, we came in with a plan, but scrap that. I got to see what's working. Yeah, we was going to come in and pass it, but hey, the running back been getting off. We seen it in when they played Baltimore. Baltimore supposed to be the running team, right?
What did I say?
Kelsey was not being used the whole series.
Yep.
And he snapped in Baltimore.
Yep.
Do we not see
what do you have? 11 catches?
11 catches for 100 and some change, right? Wasn't even in the game plan.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
He keeps getting open. He keeps getting open. Let's just keep giving it to him.
Why go away?
He wasn't the number one option. He wasn't what we were going to use to beat them. But guess what? He keeps getting open. Let's just give it to him. Let's not overthink it. Let's give it to the guy who keeps getting open, and they did, and they won on the road.
And we're gonna make Lamar Jackson life a living hell back there. We're gonna set all types of blitzes. We're gonna disguise these blitzes. We're gonna set so much pressure on him. It's gonna be crazy. He never had a chance to get in no rhythm. This is great coaching, bro.
Yeah,
this is great coaching, bro.
It's the difference between a really good coach and just an ordinary coach.
Now,
game situation.
My question is it going to be Philly or Detroit in a Super Bowl?
Depends where the game is, because both teams would have a big home field advantage to put them over the top.
Well, it's a little bit right now.
Detroit is electric in Detroit. Philadelphia.
But do you think Philly has the capability of beating them in Detroit?
On paper, yes. Do I think they would? No. Just like Detroit, they've been great. They only have one loss all year, and it was at home. So you would think they could win anywhere on the road.
Now, let me tell you this. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see Green Bay going there and being a spoiler and beating Detroit in Detroit?
No,
No,
no.
no.
They've already played them twice. They've lost to them twice.
You're right about that. You're
No.
right about that.
I think it would be a good game, high scoring game, but
But
Detroit has shown me twice that they can beat Green Bay. Green Bay hasn't shown me. And I'll say the same thing. If by some chance, if it worked out, Green Bay had to play Philly
in
in
Philly.
Philly
Yeah.
already showed me that they could beat them because they beat them in Rio week 1 when it was a
So-
neutral.
So we look at it right now before we go off, right? Mock playoff, right? Where we going right now, right? If you're going, I'll go to the AFC side first, right?
Mm-hmm.
KC
It's fluid. It's fluid.
It's fluid. Okay, KC will be your number 1 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they get the bye.
Yep.
NFC, you got Detroit, they get the bye, right?
Okay.
Your second seed in the AFC currently would be Pittsburgh, wouldn't it? No, it'd be Buffalo. No, it'd be Pittsburgh. Which would it be, Pittsburgh or Buffalo?
Right now, both have 3 losses.
Yeah.
So I'd have to look at the tiebreaker. Probably better to answer this in 2 weeks because Detroit could lose this week. Or let's put it this way. Buffalo could win or lose this week, legit, and so could Pittsburgh win or lose this week.
So let's fit Buffalo there.
Okay.
So Buffalo is your second seed, right?
Okay.
On the NFC side, your second seed is who? Philly.
Philly. Yep.
Okay. Your third seed would be Pittsburgh. AFC side,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Your third seed in the NFC side currently would be
Minnesota.
No, because Detroit's in that division. So it would have to be a division winner. So it would be either what you got? South is Tampa Bay.
The West team. Who's the
And you
West?
got the West. So it's between them is Tampa Bay and the South and the West. So they both suck. So right now you got Tampa Bay. It will be Tampa Bay. It would be your third seed. All right. Fourth seed in the AFC side would be Houston. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth, right now would be Seattle. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, Seattle would be the third seed right now, and Tampa Bay would be the fourth seed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we get to the wild cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
AFC wild card. Your fifth seed is who? Your fifth seed on the AFC side would be.
So now we're doing wild cards.
Wild card.
5, 6, 7.
5, 6, 7.
AFC.
It would be Baltimore. No, it'd be Denver right now, wouldn't it?
Well, listen. Who's winning that division? AFC East. AFC North. Who's winning it? Baltimore or
Baltimore.
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh gonna win it.
So Baltimore.
Baltimore be your fifth, right?
They'll be 5.
Denver be your sixth seed.
What about the Chargers?
I'm sorry. It'll be the Chargers be your sixth seed. And then Denver be your seventh.
So you're gonna have 3 teams come out of that division in the playoffs: Kansas City, Denver, and Chargers.
Yeah, because the only other team that could the 2 teams are still in the hunt. You got Colts and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I got Denver winning out, and I got the Chargers. So yeah, I got 3.
So 5, 6, 7 for the NFC. Minnesota will be 5.
Minnesota be 5.
Which, by the way, I think they could beat Tampa.
Oh, we're gonna get there. Hold up. You got the 6th seed will be Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And the 7th seed would be
3 teams out of that division.
and it's
Not mine.
and the 7th seed would be Washington, the City Commanders.
That's interesting.
Because you got them or you got the Rams.
So
between them or the Rams.
Washington would play the number 2 team, so it would be like Washington against
Play Philly. Washington play Philly.
Philly would win.
Philly will win. Okay. Boom. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that means that Green Bay will go play Seattle.
I think Green Bay, if they're healthy, could win that game.
Okay. So Green Bay, Seattle, and you got Tampa Bay, Minnesota. You got some Minnesota being Tampa.
I think Minnesota beats.
Okay. So now Minnesota go plays Philly. No. Minnesota go plays Detroit. It'll be 1-4. Minnesota plays Detroit. Philly plays Green Bay.
No. Detroit would play. Oh, wait a minute. No,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, Detroit play Minnesota.
Who was the sixth best team? Who was six?
Green Bay.
No, so Detroit would play Green Bay.
They'll play the lowest seed.
They would play the lowest seed because they're number one. So they would play the lowest seed left. And Green Bay is below Minnesota.
All right, so Green Bay go plays Detroit.
That'd be a good game, but
Yeah, Detroit winning though.
Yeah.
And the Minnesota go plays Philly and Philly.
Philadelphia.
All right, so now we got Philly going to play Detroit. So you got Detroit coming out.
I got Detroit because they're at home.
All right. So this side, you got Denver going to play Buffalo. You got Buffalo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But not a gimme.
Not a gimme. All right. You got the Chargers going to play Pittsburgh.
Ooh. I'm going to say Pittsburgh because they're healthier. Not because they're at home, because they're healthier.
You got Baltimore playing Houston.
Baltimore.
Okay. So now you got Baltimore going to play Kansas City.
Baltimore playing Kansas City?
Yes.
Kansas City.
That's where we defer that because I'm going back to Baltimore beating Kansas City. I think Baltimore won't beat them this year. But, okay, you say Kansas City. All right. Pittsburgh plays Buffalo.
You got to think about it for a second.
I'm just saying, I'm telling you, it's going to be so crazy.
Kansas City is going to have an extra week to play the game plan against a team they always beat.
I'm telling you, man, this year feels funny to me. Watch what I tell you, but we're going to go with your theory. Kansas City. Okay.
What's the other?
And Pittsburgh plays Buffalo and Buffalo.
Great game. Ooh.
Great game.
Great game.
Great game, bro.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
You think Pittsburgh would beat Buffalo?
I think Pittsburgh wins.
Yeah.
Road. I do. I think the lack of defense on Buffalo, I think it's going to force Josh Allen to do too much.
Yep. And I think they're going to dial it up. So Pittsburgh goes play Kansas City.
Oh, great game.
Great game.
Low scoring game.
And Kansas City
plays right into Kansas City.
Yeah, Kansas City fine. So you got Kansas City and Detroit playing in the final.
Which would be fantastic because you'd have either Kansas City trying to do what's never been done.
Right.
Winning 3 Super Bowls in a row.
Yes.
Or you get Detroit
winning first.
Never been done, winning a Super Bowl period.
Who you got winning?
Well, I'll tell you who I'd be rooting for.
Detroit.
No.
Okay.
I'm rooting for Kansas City because I said at the beginning of this year that I'd be rooting for the Bears and the Chiefs all year. I want to see Mahomes have something that no one else has. He may never have as many championships as Brady. He may never have an undefeated season like the Dolphins did, but he'll have the first, and there's only one that's ever a first. He'll have the first 3 Super Bowls in a row. Someone else may get it eventually, but he'd be the first. No one else. The Miami Dolphins didn't do it. Tom Brady didn't do it. So I would be rooting for KC, and I think Mahomes I think he's the best quarterback ever, in my opinion. But Detroit, I think, more fans are going to be rooting for Detroit just because they're going to be, tired, oversaturation with Kansas City the last 5 years. Detroit, first time ever. And right now, this could change health-wise, but right now, today, I'm picking Detroit to win it.
Me too.
I'm picking them to win. They got, and they also said if they make the Super Bowl, Hutchinson will be eligible to play. They did not put him, he is not on IR.
And it's in New Orleans, right?
It's in New Orleans.
Freaky things happen in New Orleans, man. Freaky things happen in New Orleans, brother.
They sure do. They said if they make the Super Bowl, he'll be on the roster. Which, even if he gets out there for one play, the juice, that's like Willis. That's like Willis Reed.
Yep.
The Knicks.
The Knicks. Yeah. That would be that.
Out, scoring the first 2 baskets. That's all they needed. They just needed to see him out there. The captain's out there. He's out there. That's all.
Going against that man. And this would be Jared Goff's second Super Bowl appearance. Yep.
And wouldn't that be something? You want to talk about a great trade?
Yeah.
Stafford for Goff?
Oh, I mean, both sides, though.
Both sides.
You got, I knew Detroit.
That's not how it looked. That's how it looked when it first happened.
No. And I ain't going to lie to you, brother. Nah, seriously. No cap. When that trade happened, I felt like Detroit got a great player. Because I never felt like he was a reason why the Rams, why they couldn't get over the hump. And they always had winning seasons when he was there. So I said the quarterback was solid. Like Jared Goff was always solid to me, right? You went to Detroit, and I know the culture, lose the culture, I get all that, right? But you had a young quarterback, right, who they gave up on. He's a number 2 pick or number 1? Number 2, right?
Goff was number 1.
Number 1 pick. He was a number 1 pick. He wasn't a bust. So you got a number 1 pick, a young quarterback that you could build around, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously brought the right coach and everything in. And I felt like the Rams had to make the play because at that time they just had the team. They was missing the quarterback to get them over the hump. So I knew Stafford, for him, all them years he put in Detroit, I was happy for him to get his chip because I thought he was a great quarterback and he really did his part in Detroit. So I was happy for him to go get that chip because I felt like that team with Aaron Donaldson on them boys, they just had the team to go do it, right? But I felt like Detroit landed a great player. And then when you start to see the pieces come together, especially when the draft, when they went and got offensive lineman, I was like, okay, that's smart. But you always say, don't go for the tools. Don't go for the pretty little toys. Mm-hmm. Go get the trenches sold up first. When you got Sewell, they got
they got a great O-line. If it's not the best, it's the second best.
Oh, for sure. He's upright. You don't hear Jared Goff getting sacked too many times. And the fact that he gets rid of the ball too, but still, he don't get sacked like that. He don't. And same with Sam Darnold. They got a decent line in Minnesota.
They have a decent line.
But only team that don't have a line is freaking Chicago. I know, bro. I know it hurts, bro. So, what do y'all do in the draft? And then we'll kill the program. But what do y'all go for in the draft, my man?
I mean, okay, it's fluid.
It's fluid.
We talked about it's about the trenches for sure. They got the receivers. They've got pretty much everything else for the most part. No big glaring need. O-line, D-line. They need 3 offensive linemen, in my opinion, and they need 2 defensive linemen.
I agree.
They need a right guard, center, left tackle. And they need defensive tackle, defensive end.
And I think for my boys, which, oh man, please let it go this way. We need John T. We need a running back.
That could happen.
It can happen. We need a
That could
running
happen.
back. And I would address, we need another receiver, man. We
Yeah,
need another receiver. We do. We need another playmaker. That or a tight end. Give me a tight end or a receiver. You know, we can always use some smoke on the back end for us on
you
defense.
can also use an offensive lineman.
For sure. Yeah, I say definitely address the offense. If we can steal something in later rounds for defense, cool. But we definitely need to address our offense. You know what I mean? We do. I don't think Mike McCarthy's going to be there next year, so it'll be interesting to see who's coming in.
There, which would be interesting. Now,
the Belichick's off the coaching pool now.
It's too early for us to say what player, because we don't know what we're picking right now, and we haven't seen the whole draft process with the.
You don't even know who your coach going to be. So
yeah. But that's what I want to ask you. Who? Let's just assume McCarthy. They don't bring him back.
Right.
Who do you want?
Right.
Who do you think you're going to get?
I would like Ben Johnson.
I
would like Ben Johnson. I would say Deion, but Deion ain't gonna leave Colorado. So no. So I'll say Ben Johnson. Why I would say Ben Johnson will fit there better. I could see Jerry bringing some guy because I don't think he's really gonna be a yes man to Jerry too much. I think he's gonna be to come in with his offense. He's already offensive minded, so we'll be booming on that side of the equation. You know what I mean? And I don't think it'd be a good choice to go to Chicago, because I think what Chicago needs, what y'all need some dudes going to be able to come in there and kind of, you're going to need like a Mike Vrabel type. You're going to need a Mike Vrabel type. You're going to need a guy who's going to literally come in here and kill all the bull crap. And you're going to,
bingo.
That's what you're going to need. Y'all going to need that.
Bingo.
You're going to need Mike Vrabel.
I want, that's what you need. And my second choice is Ben Johnson.
Yep.
And my third choice is Brady in Buffalo, their offensive coordinator.
Okay.
You guys, now the only thing, and it's not always the case, but often the case, if a head coach was offensive minded and he got fired,
they're gonna bring defensive guy in.
The defensive minded guy.
Which will probably go Mike Vrabel, but I wouldn't want him there. I would want him in Chicago. I think that would be a better fit.
What about if they do go defense?
Mm-hmm.
What about Flores? He was a head coach, did pretty well in Miami.
I don't know.
You've already got your quarterback. You know your quarterback will be back next year.
I don't think they're going to give him a shot.
You don't think so? You think he's going to get blackballed? They're going to do that to him?
Yeah.
They're going to do that to him?
You're talking about Jerry Jones.
But Flores doesn't want the kind of power that he just wants to coach.
You're talking about Jerry Jones. I know we in a different world, but we talking about Jerry.
You don't think he's going to hire a black coach?
No. I think he'll hire Deion because it comes with clout. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Flores it'll be hard for Jerry to sign off on Flores. As great as a coach he is, I don't see him sign off on him. You know what I mean? And then Flores is the type of dude, he put the lawsuit in on, but he ain't gonna want that.
Mm-hmm.
That part right there was gonna keep him from not wanting to do it. You know what I mean?
That's disappointing.
Yeah. I now could Flores? It's gonna be some other coaching jobs opening up though.
Oh, there's going to be a bunch.
But you got the Jets. You got the Jets.
Jets, Jacksonville.
Now, like you said though, the Jets hired our defensive-minded coach though, solid. So to your theory, they're going to go offensive-minded, right? They'll go offensive-minded.
Yeah.
Does Zach Taylor? Does he remain in Cincinnati? Does he get another year?
I mean, I would give him another year.
Yeah, I think management just pigeonholed him. I think that management did that. You didn't give him a roster, especially defensively, to work with. You just didn't. So he had to work with the best he had to work with.
I'm gonna say he stays, and I'm also gonna say Kyle Shanahan stays in San Francisco.
I do too. Yeah. He got decimated by He got decimated by injuries.
Mm-hmm.
He can't help that. is injuries, and then I think the money situation, and then them not retooling the right way. You got old roster. You know what I mean? So that part, you only could play that roster to they didn't go young. So
Sometimes, you get all the juice you can get out of the squeeze.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you know what? I need a new fruit.
Yeah.
I just do. It's not that this guy isn't good, but we kind of peaked. And when we're paying players, receivers are making a lot of money. Running back is making a lot of money. Offensive lineman is making a lot of money. Defensive lineman's making a lot of money. Might have to start getting rid of a few big names, rebuild with the draft and free agency. And you got a coach that's ready to win now. He might not want to take a year or two to step back before he can move forward again. But I still think he stays.
Okay.
I still think he stays for like another year. I think him and Zach both stay. I think Antonio Pierce, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
I think he's gone. And I think although he has a minority ownership, I think Tom Brady's voice is going to be loud. I think he's going to have the owner's ear, the main owner. And I think Brady he's going to, whether, I don't know if it's going to be right or wrong. Nobody does. But I think he's going to have a lot of say in the direction that the Raiders go in. I really do.
Now, the Doug Peterson, is he out in Jacksonville?
Out. Gone. And I thought Belichick would have been perfect for that job.
Yeah.
But he gone.
So can you see Flores going down there?
Man, I could see Vrabel going down there too.
Yeah. Same division. He's familiar with the division because he came from the division.
Yeah, came from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Sure, he would like it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, honestly, Vrabel is exactly what the Bears need.
Indeed.
He's exact. I don't know about his staff. He never really got it right with an offensive coordinator. And when he got a couple good ones, they left right away. Flores and Smith, they left. So he's going to have to really put a staff together, and they're going to walk a fine line between they got to be good, but not so good that they're gone after a year.
Yeah.
It might be like, let's keep Thomas Brown.
Yeah.
Guy who's the interim head coach.
He's been working with Caleb. They got a rapport.
But they need, and we've said this, they need an adult in a room.
Yeah.
They need an alpha male. They need a guy that's going to say, go F yourself, get off the field.
Yeah. And he's going to bring an identity.
He's a winner.
Yeah.
He's won Super Bowls with an S. He's coached a lot of different positions before he became a head coach on offense and defense. He coached offensive line. He coached tight end. He coached secondary. He was defensive coordinator. He played linebacker in the NFL, yet he scored touchdowns with an S, including a touchdown in a Super Bowl against the Eagles, mocking the Eagles, doing the fly Eagles fly right after he caught that touchdown. Okay, that's what I want. That's who I need. Is he perfect? No, he's not perfect. Mike Ditka wasn't perfect, but he's who they needed when they needed him. This is who the Bears need. They need Vrabel. He should be their number one guy. And when he comes in for an interview, don't let him out the door. I don't care that there's other people. You get him. It should end right there. Am I going to be sad if Ben Johnson gets hired? No. I'm not going to be sad. But who do I want? Who do I need? It is Mike Vrabel. Story over. Put a period on it. That's it. That's who I need. I need that alpha. I need that guy. I need that guy that's going to look at the best player on the team, whoever it is, and give the middle finger and say, you didn't put your best effort in this practice. You didn't put your best effort in this game. Get off my field. You're not starting next week. I can think of a bunch of players he could say that to right now. Right now, Stevenson. Did I say that out loud? What do you think Vrabel would have done after the stunt that he pulled, mocking the fans in Washington and then doing the wrong thing on that Hail Mary?
Oh, my goodness.
His guy catches the touchdown. What do you think Vrabel would have done? I'll tell you this. He would have done more than sat him out the first series in the next game. He would have done more than that.
Right about that.
He would have done more than that. You got to set a precedence. Probably would have traded him during that week.
Yeah.
Probably would have done that.
Yeah, he would have sent a message, and it would have been a strong one.
Yeah, because that's what you got to do. That's it. That can't. And I'll tell you something else, and I'll end it with this. There won't be no 8 captains on the Bears next season if Vrabel's the head coach. There'll be 2. One on offense, one on defense, and the one on offense will be the quarterback. And if it's not the quarterback, then there's a problem. Then there's writing on the wall. Something ain't right. Okay? Because last year, Justin Fields was not a captain. And I mentioned that on the podcast. I'm like, if they really believed in him, why isn't he not the captain?
That's a fact.
So, I don't know. Other than this week of games, between our picks and the actual games, might be the best all year.
Yeah.
Except for my team, because I'm expecting them to lose. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. You can catch us next Wednesday. We will not do our regular podcast. It will be the second annual Christmas special spectacular. We will have our friends Michelle Chaffatelli and Matt Shackelford both on the show again. They were both on the Halloween special. They're going to be back on the Christmas one. And this Christmas theme will be top 10 Christmas characters in a Christmas movie or TV special.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a banger for sure. For my main man, Larry Loper, I'm Gil Larry, reminding everybody to tune into the games, stay healthy, be good to each other, and we'll catch you next week. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. Deuces, y'all.
Deuces, bro. Good program, partner.
As usual.
Yes,
and we
sir.
kept it under 2 hours.
We did.